world is rotting with humanity. Corruption, greed, and capitalism cripple and abuse workers from third world countries. While wealthy people eat hamburgers in their seats, media, the greatest instrument of imbecility, they will show viral videos of cats, dogs, and children of babies while we are abused, while our natural resources are exploited, and while the government is being robbed of workers. 7 billion, too many. Overpopulation is the reason for all of this. Humans are genetically modifying organisms for their own use, multiplying indefinitely, and even eradicating smallpox and other diseases. Or so they thought.
I've been expecting you. My name is James.
What?
James Bondok.
Nice to meet you. My name is MJ.
What? I don't know how the hell you pass selection. Anyway, just do as I say. Everything will be fine.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Let's go.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Cable ties? Seriously?
Shut up! This is a low-budget production movie.
What?
Anyway, if you try to do anything, we can do this.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the...
Just tell us what we want to know. Who is the mastermind? Where will the next attack be?
The mastermind is called the Mastermind. No one knows who he really is, but it is said that he was a Russian Spetsnaz operative who fought in the War of Dagestan. He believes that diseases are nature's way of limiting the population, so he collected and cultivated different viruses and plans to kill millions with them. Months ago, he stole samples of smallpox in the Research Institute for Viral Preparations in Moscow, along with the vaccines to immunize his men.
Smallpox, one of the deadliest in human history.
Yes, and he wants to sell these samples to terrorist groups in third world countries, where the populations are dense and the healthcare systems are inefficient.
So where's the next attack? Tell us! I hope it's in the Philippines. I want to have a mission there so I can see the mountains and the beaches.
Shut up! So, where will it be? Where?
In the Philippines.
I have a question.
What is it?
What exactly is bioterrorism?
You became an agent without knowing what it is?
I just want to know, man, the history and shit.
Fine. Let's just watch this video.
Terrorism. Never before in our history has the need for watchfulness been so great. Terrorism is not only an attack using weapons of mass destruction or chemicals, but also includes weapons of viruses, bacteria, and other germs. This form of terrorism is called bioterrorism. The effects of an attack using chemicals or radiation would be immediate and therefore need to be acted upon quickly. But many critical hours or even days could silently go by before we might know about the devastating effects of an attack using a dangerous disease-causing germ. The diseases that could be used by terrorists are divided into different categories, A through C. The videos you will find on the CDC website describe the Category A diseases, which include smallpox, anthrax, botulism, plague, tularemia, and viral hemorrhagic fevers. If these germs were used to intentionally infect people, they would cause the most illness and death. Some of them can be spread through air, others can be spread through water or food supplies. Diseases such as plague and smallpox were long ago used as weapons by mankind. More recently, anthrax was intentionally used in the United States, leading to several deaths and creating widespread panic. You do not need to live your life in constant fear of bioterrorism attacks. Remaining vigilant means being prepared. The United States government has taken important measures to put into place preparedness and response plans. These plans can be found on websites such as www.ready.gov. At the end of this presentation, you will find local and national contact information on being prepared, as well as information about bioterrorism.
Hey, dude,
Well,
did you even learn anything from what we watched?
yeah, I'm really familiar with that stuff. I want to see something about smallpox, man.
Fine, let's watch this video. Make sure not to sleep.
Before the discovery of the smallpox vaccine, smallpox was in fact used as a weapon. One of the best documented examples of this occurred during the French and Indian War. The British had been defeated in their attempt to conquer Fort Carillon on Lake Champlain, so Sir Geoffrey Amherst, commander of the British forces, met with Indians who were sympathetic to the French. Under the pretense of friendship, he deliberately offered them blankets previously used by smallpox victims. The Indians, who lacked immunity to smallpox, suffered a devastating outbreak of the disease. The English were then able to successfully attack the fort, which, by the way, was renamed Fort Ticonderoga. Military forces have also been devastated by endemic smallpox. During the siege of Quebec, George Washington's troops suffered massive losses from smallpox. He subsequently required all new recruits to be inoculated against the virus.
I'd like to comment for a few minutes on the Soviet program and their development of smallpox, virile and major. They first worked with smallpox and immunized chicken eggs. And since a very small amount of material is produced in the egg, you can imagine the large numbers of eggs that were required to produce 100 metric tons of dried agent. Now, as their program advanced, starting in the early 90s, they were using tissue culture as a means of generating the virus. But 100 metric tons loaded into an ICBM aimed at our major cities is cause for worry.
It's incredibly ironic that the great public health triumph of eradicating smallpox in the 1970s and the discontinuation of worldwide vaccination have opened the door for this virus to be once again used as a weapon.
"10,000 years ago, a deadly virus arose in northeastern Africa. The virus spread through the air, attacking the skin cells, bone marrow, spleen, and lymph nodes of its victims. The unlucky infected developed fevers, vomiting, and rashes. 30% of infected people died during the second week of infection. Survivors bore scars and scabs for the rest of their lives. Smallpox had arrived. In 1350 BC, the first smallpox epidemics hit during the Egypt-Hittite War. Egyptian prisoners spread smallpox to the Hittites, which killed their king and devastated his civilization. Insidiously, smallpox made its way around the world via Egyptian merchants, then through the Arab world with the Crusades, and all the way to the Americas with the Spanish and Portuguese conquests. Since then, it has killed billions of people, with an estimated 300 to 500 million people killed in the 20th century alone. But smallpox is not unbeatable. In fact, the fall of smallpox started long before modern medicine. It began all the way back in 1022 AD. According to a small book called The Correct Treatment of Smallpox, a Buddhist nun living in a famous mountain named Ome Shan in the southern province of Sichuan would grind up smallpox scabs and blow the powder into nostrils of healthy people. She did this after noticing that those who managed to survive smallpox never got it again, and her odd treatment worked. The procedure, called variolation, slowly evolved, and by the 1700s, doctors were taking material from sores and putting them into healthy people through 4 or 5 scratches on the arm. This worked pretty well, as inoculated people would not get reinfected, but it wasn't foolproof. Up to 3% of people would still die after being exposed to the pus. It wasn't until English physician Edward Jenner noticed something interesting about dairy maids that we got our modern solution. At age 13, while Jenner was apprenticed to a country surgeon and apothecary in Sodbury, near Bristol, he heard a dairymaid say, "I shall never have smallpox, for I have had cowpox. I shall never have an ugly pockmarked face." Cowpox is a skin disease that resembles smallpox and infects cows. Later on, as a physician, he realized that she was right. Women who got cowpox didn't develop the deadly smallpox. Smallpox and cowpox viruses are from the same family, but when a virus infects an unfamiliar host, in this case cowpox infecting a human, it is less virulent. So Jenner decided to test whether the cowpox virus could be used to protect against smallpox. In May 1796, Jenner found a young dairymaid, Sarah Nelms, who had fresh cowpox lesions on her hand and arm, caught from the udders of a cow named Blossom. Using matter from her pustules, he inoculated James Phipps, the 8-year-old son of his gardener. After a few days of fever and discomfort, the boy seemed to recover. 2 months later, Jenner inoculated the boy again, this time with matter from a fresh smallpox lesion. No disease developed, and Jenner concluded that protection was complete. His plan had worked. Jenner later used the cowpox virus in several other people and challenged them repeatedly with smallpox, proving that they were immune to the disease. With this procedure, Jenner invented the smallpox vaccination. Unlike variolation, which used actual smallpox virus to try to protect people, vaccination used the far less dangerous cowpox virus. The medical establishment, cautious then as now, deliberated at length over his findings before accepting them. But eventually, vaccination was gradually accepted, and variolation became prohibited in England in 1840. After large vaccination campaigns throughout the 19th and 20th centuries, the World Health Organization certified smallpox's eradication in 1979. Jenner is forever remembered as the father of immunology. But let's not forget the dairymaid Sarah Nelms, Blossom the cow, and James Phipps, all heroes in this great adventure of vaccination, who helped eradicate smallpox.
Wait, it's time. Let's go. Yeah. Agent, there will be a smallpox sample sale in this area. Our mission is to intercept the seller and to bring an end to all of this. What are you doing?
Hey, boss.
What?
There's a guy there with the biohazard books.
Where?
There. Boss, those there.
Okay,
What do we do,
I'll just
boss?
go here. You go
Okay.
there. Okay?
Okay,
Let's
boss.
do this.
Boss! No! No! No!
can't deny the inevitable. Everyone in the world will die, and now you will too.
Bang!
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is. What you say?
Boss.
Thank you, Agent.
Yes, boss.
Good work.
Thanks, boss.
This Agent James. We have intercepted the cellar and recovered the smallpox samples. We have a wounded terrorist requesting transport. Let's go.
Hey, boss. We going, boss?
Bring him in.
Okay, boss.
Still alive.
Bioterrorism is one of the most dangerous threats to humanity. It can strike anytime and anywhere, endangering millions of lives. People like me are working hard to counter these threats, watching all over the world to ensure the safety of the citizens. But
You may have stopped us this time, but I have men all over the world. Soon, the diseases will spread and kill billions. Countries will collapse. Economies will shatter. And from the ashes, a new era will begin.